Hey guys, what's going on? So today we got a different kind of video. I love baking bread, sourdough bread specifically, and today I'm going to show you guys how this process is done. And just as a curiosity, maybe you guys enjoy this, and if you guys do, let me know in the comments. So okay, basically the ingredients are flour, and for this I use two kind of flours. So regular white, flour and whole wheat flour. So I'll use about 30% of whole wheat flour, salt, and the sourdough starter. And that's all I'm gonna have for ingredients. So let's start. Big important thing is to use a scale. That's the best way that you're gonna be sure all the measures are correct. So first the flour. So the second ingredient, the whole wheat flour. So now the most important ingredient, that's the sourdough starter. And this is my first sourdough starter. I started it back in 2019. So it's been a while, that I have it. I have to feed it every week to keep it, active and keep using it. Whenever I bake, I feed it like 7 to 8 hours before I'm gonna bake bread. So I fed it probably was about right here, and then it grew really nicely, and now it's perfect at the perfect moment to use and to to have it really make this dough get full of air and grow as it has to. So we're gonna use about 25% of sourdough. The water is always about how good the flour can take water, so that's gonna change a lot from the brand you use. I don't think there is a specific, like the best brand to bake bread. I think it's just like about getting used to it and knowing how much water the flour you're using can take. So this one I'm gonna use 80% water, so that's 80% of the weight I have in flour is gonna be water. So let's add the water to it. So I started, getting into baking bread a little before my fight against Thompson. So that was probably mid 2019, and I had baked bread, like not sourdough, so with just regular yeast, and I thought it was pretty nice, but I always liked, that taste of the sourdough. It's just different, and I really wanted to learn how to do that and do my own sourdough starter. So I started studying. After that fight, I had to take some time off, and I felt like that was the moment I had, to start this. So right after I fought Thompson, that was in November 2019, I started, studying on YouTube and getting different kind of recipes and how to start the sourdough. Then also like how to bake and improve my baking of the sourdough. In the beginning, it wasn't that good, but little by little, I watched different videos, kind of put different techniques together, and ended up with a good kind of like bread that I liked. I thought it was good, the way I like it. It tastes good. The texture was the way I liked it as well. So yeah, it's been interesting, to learn how to do this, and for me it's kind of like just relaxing, taking my time, I think it's pretty much like a meditation. So the two main channels that I would recommend you guys, one is Joshua's Weisman's channel. If I'm not pronouncing his name right, I'm sorry, but he does a lot of cooking, and also he bakes bread, sourdough bread, and I learned a lot from him, so it was pretty cool with his videos. And another one, especially for the Brazilian, all the Brazilians that are watching, the channel is Pão da Casa, and he's a really great baker from Brazil and has a lot of content on that. It's in Portuguese, so that's why I mentioned, more for the Brazilian audience. But definitely check these guys out. They have really good videos. Okay, so now all the ingredients are mixed, and we have, you know, just a good dough here. Everything mixed up. Still doesn't have that gluten so developed, and that's what's really gonna make the bread good. So I'm gonna let it sit for about 30 minutes and start after that a series of folds. And the folds is just gonna build up that gluten and make it really strong, so that it can, you know, hold a lot of air inside the dough, and that's gonna make a big difference when we bake it tomorrow. So yeah, let's let it rest now. Now guys, it's time for me to shape the bread. So I already waited for the fermentation time, let it rest, did the folds, so let it build up the gluten, and now I'm gonna put it on the bench, cut it into 2 separate doughs, shape them, put them in the basket, and then we're gonna go for the last fermentation inside the fridge, and it's gonna stay there from tonight until tomorrow morning when I'm gonna bake it. So let's do it. So now we're gonna put it to fermentate during the night in the fridge. It's really important to put a humid cloth on top of it so that the dough doesn't dry up in the fridge. And now we just wait until tomorrow, and time to bake the bread. Good morning guys. So now we're gonna bake the bread. It's the good part. So it's been all night. The dough was all night on the fridge. Doing its second fermentation. And now I'm gonna put it here for it to bake. And the really important thing about baking bread is that you need humidity in the first part of the baking. So what I'm gonna do is, I have 2 choices. I could do it as a Dutch oven style, so that's just put it in a big pan with a cover, and I would bake it first with that, and then I would remove the cover for the second part of the baking. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have this pot full of water, hot water. So I'm gonna put it in there for the first part. That's gonna bring my humidity, and then the second part I'll just remove this and let it bake and do its thing. So we just finished baking, and bread is looking amazing. It grew as it had to. See, it grew a lot. Just shut this down. So it was much, you know, smaller than this, and that's what you want to get. That means like your sourdough starter is good, is active, is doing its job. The baking went perfect. It's nice, you know, that brown color. I like it. And put some designs on the bread. Yeah. Now we'll cut it soon. We gotta let it chill a little bit. It's not good to cut it when it's hot, so I'll let it get a little bit cold and then cut it and try it out. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As I said before, leave any comments if you want to get, you know, the full details on this eventually, and other things. Maybe I can, you know, show you guys of some of the things that I cook. And it's just another thing that I like to do. I love eating, and cooking is part of it, so I have a lot of fun. Subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, you know, share this video with the guys that you think are gonna think it's pretty cool. and also like the video, and let's keep on having fun.